Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Pint Friday. We're glad to be back again for our second week in a row. And for our second week in a row again, we have a special guest, Mr. Zak Medwin, the GM of our company. Glad to have him on board. And today's pairing is quite an interesting one. We have gone with the Tramp Stamp by Surrogates Cigars, a release under the L'Atelier name, which is a collaboration between Pete Johnson of Tatuaje and his brother KC. They're made in the Don Pepin factory, and we are expecting good things. We've heard lots of good things, and none of us have tried it before, so we're going to give it a shot today. We had to find an appropriate beer to pair it with, so we went for the Flying Dog Pearl Necklace Oyster Stout. Couldn't turn down the Oyster Stout. It sounded just too good. It is apparently brewed with real oysters, the Rappahannock River oysters from the Chesapeake Bay. And some of the proceeds from our beer that we bought today went to benefit the Chesapeake Bay Oyster Restoration, so we feel great about contributing to that excellent cause. We hope you enjoy our review, and we hope you'll give it a shot too. Let's see what happens.
All right, thanks for joining us today. I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to say when it came to my turn in front of the camera. This cigar is definitely not one of the greatest cigars we've done here for Pint Friday. But it's not a bad cigar. I think the value of the cigar is very good. It's relatively well constructed. I'm not wearing any ash. It burned evenly for the most part. I've smoked a lot of it to try and come up with my thoughts here. I would consider it to be a very consistent cigar from the start. It's not overly spicy, but it has a nice creamy note to it. To steal a line from Zak, it has a good mouthfeel. It just has that nice softness about it. It started out for me with a hint of raisin, and it kind of faded off after the first few puffs, but I think that had to do with the excess wrapper that was wrapped around the foot of the cigar. I enjoyed that about it. As I made it more towards the middle, it evened out very nicely. As I got closer to this point here, I noticed a little bit of a cedar, and even for a few puffs, a surprising hint of vanilla, which is something I really enjoy. Ultimately, I think it was well done. It's priced relatively appropriately. The pairing with the beer was good. I really enjoyed the beer. Not at all what I expected in a dark beer. I found it to be kind of light, crisp, and mildly refreshing. So I think overall we did a good job with this one.
First off, I'd like to thank Travis and Josh and Jason for having me over here this evening. We've been paying for these cigars for them to come over here for quite some time, and up until this point, I'm not going to lie, I thought I had the best job in this place. But after sitting here and enjoying a cigar and drinking my first beer ever, but you guys didn't know that. Maybe not my first beer ever, but close. I can see why they enjoy doing this. As Jason said, I had mentioned, I thought the mouthfeel on the cigar is really nice. I'm a big fan of lots of smoke, and that's one of the things you do really get from this cigar. When Pete Johnson starts a project, it's no mystery. People are interested. They want to know what he's got going on next. He's a celebrity in this industry. This cigar doesn't disappoint. It's a good cigar, and I think, especially in the price point, it offers something for everybody. They can get into it, they can smoke it, they can not feel bad about it. Times are tough out there. This is a nice alternative for somebody who likes a good medium-bodied cigar. Do I have some support there? Yeah. Nice medium-bodied cigar at a reasonable price. It was done well, and of course, in conjunction with the Pepin family, you can usually be pretty much guaranteed you're going to get a good product out of there. As far as the beer goes, Pearl Necklace, this is good. I've been enjoying this. Again, Jay mentioned, mildly refreshing. I do feel refreshed, although with a Tramp Stamp and a Pearl Necklace, I feel like I should have been had dinner purchased for me first. But, a guy can't get everything, I suppose. But, so again, thanks guys for having me over here. I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to finishing off this cigar and this beer.
Hey guys, so I found this to be a pretty interesting pairing. Overall, I did find the beer, the Pearl Necklace, to be a little more interesting than the cigar. The Tramp Stamp was definitely a solid smoke, and if I had a friend that I was introducing to the cigar world, I would probably use it as a good introduction because it's just a nice solid cigar flavor to it. The brew, however, I really enjoyed, and I've had some other stuff from Flying Dog, and I found it to be very bitter and not very welcoming, but this was nice and crisp. Had some really nice notes to it. Had like a sweetness in the back, and highly recommended. It was good pairing overall, and very reasonable smoke, and beer was also pretty reasonably priced. So good pairing overall.